In a cold, tiled room, echoing melody. Yesterday I laid my head to find the devil in my dreams. I was calling out for someone and shaking in my sleep. Oh, I was shaking in my sleep. So I hitched to a wagon and I jumped a moving train. With hit chokers and black whiskey running through my veins, boys. The sweet memory of a loved one was coursing through my veins. Oh, it was coursing through my veins. So let it go and let it roll. 'Cause time it keeps ticking, there's another story told. One more before the show. Now I can sell a broken heart, but I can't sell my soul. No, I can't sell my soul.
Morning everybody, we're over at a buddy's house here and he is going to switch those combine tires out for us so we can finally get that whole business halfway taken care of. There's still a little bit more to do. We still have one other tire that needs to be switched out, but we can only do 2 at a time, so that's where we're at this morning.
Well, I took to a calling that I used to scoff and lie. But what good are these fingers if not for a craft, boys? If you stay here long enough, you can watch a man collapse. Watch a man collapse.
Well, I got back from dealing with the tires and Gary was working on that crossing some more. And it's looking pretty good.
But I could be a fool, boys. Now I'm no one's king and I need.
It was getting way too narrow to be dragging our stuff across there and it was undercut really bad. So I think it was cut along the side of the tube instead of the going through the tube. I think what it had cut was about as big around as the tube itself. I'm surprised we didn't fall in. Good morning. It is Friday, and I'm thinking today might be a little bit of a short day. Not really sure. Before we left yesterday, we were dealing with the sheaves on this fan. We pulled these off, and well, it's 2 sides together of this, and there's a belt that goes here in between, which would be on your left side. Side closest to my face, because I can't point it out because I'm holding it. They squish in and out to change the speed of the fan because the belt will move, so it gets taller, or not taller, shorter. It gets, I guess it would be lengthening and shortening. But anyway, it changes the speed of the fan, so it's variable. And we had that bearing go out. I think I said something about that yesterday. I can't really remember where we left off. Here's the other side of that, and the belt would rotate around here. And yeah, it's greasy, good. So we pulled that off and he's gonna put a new bearing on here. We need to take this whole contraption apart. We have one on the other machine that we'll put on here because this doesn't work anymore. It hasn't worked for forever, but the other one on the other machine still does. So we're gonna take that off this morning. And last night I ordered this. I don't think I dare open that. There's probably a little bit of green in there. We'll see if we can open it or not. This elevator belt, can't really show you, but they have these flaps. I don't know if you can see that in there, and they push the grain up, but they're all worn. They're not they don't fit the hole that they're in anymore, so it's more work for the combine. So I ordered that belt online. It'll probably be here, well, it's a weekend, I don't know, it could be here tomorrow. They usually, it comes from Shoup, which I believe is east of here somewhere. I can't remember where, Indiana or Illinois, something like that. They usually get stuff when you order it in like a day or 2. It's amazing fast how they get it all the way out here so quick. That belt was like $270 or something. This whole unit right here, this was like, just for one side of this, I think it was like $180. But there's a pin. See, there's 4 holes there. There's that one on the bottom. There's the one hole in the bottom there. There's actually a roll pin, or 2 roll pins that go from this there to this other side that keep them spinning at the same time. Super hard steel. We broke one off in there, and I don't know if we can drill it out or not. All right, well, I suppose we better get started. I'm gonna go try and pull some parts off of number 2 so we can put them on number 1. Another thing we need to do before we get going on the harvest here is we need to switch one of these belts out. The majority of the belts are on this one side. And we got some there, all of these, and as you can see, they're kind of in layers. The problem here is that this one, that one needs to be replaced right there. Got big cracks in it, but it goes up behind there. And so what we're gonna have to do is pull this down, flop it off of there so it's free. In order to get it over this deal, we're actually gonna have to come down here and loosen this and see if we can make enough of a gap that we can squeeze the belt through there. Usually when you have issues with belts, you buy the whole set and you replace them all at the same time, because you're in that far, you might as well do them, because one goes, you're gonna have to take everything off anyway. And then you save your old ones. We've saved our old ones now, and we need to put one of them back on here. And then this one, which I'll probably just do here in a minute, it's not terribly hard. This one runs the chopper back here, which I was talking about with the hammers yesterday. I'll go in there in a second and show you, but this makes sure that everything comes out right. And if it doesn't, if this isn't running, you keep feeding stuff in the front, nothing's coming out the back, and it packs in there so hard, so hard. You'll spend a day or two trying to get it unplugged. Let's see if we can see these choppers under here. So that thing up there spins around about 100 miles an hour. And if one of these happens to break off, I don't know if you can see it, way up in there in the ceiling of this machine. See that hole, the light coming through? At 1.1 broke off and went through there. I don't know if that happened on his watch or if that happened on the previous owner's watch, but not good. That's why you never stand behind a combine when it's spinning. Even the corn stalks, when they come out, if they hit you, it doesn't hurt, but it doesn't feel good. We'll say that. All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and try and remove this and replace it with another one. We got another one here to switch out with. But I think we noticed, like yesterday, somewhere in here, yeah. So there's a big crack. It wouldn't hold on for long. And this is another reason why when you're in the field and you're harvesting, you always keep this side away from the trees. So if you're going the outside of the field, you always go clockwise. That way this side of the combine is facing the inside of the field. Reason being is that if you're going along, see if I can do a little demonstration. Let's pretend this is a tree limb, and you swing out and tree limb falls in there. It'll throw that belt off, and again, that thing will back up quicker than you can say, I don't know, something that you can say really quick. So we decided against buying a new sheave, and we decided we're going to try and blow the hole out. We have a roll pin that is jammed in this piece of cast right here on the underside, and we're going to try and just blow it out with the torch and so get it so we can put a new pin in there. But this is kind of some redneck engineering, as Tanner would say. We have this with a really long bolt, eye bolt supporting it, and then we have this steel bar that I pulled off of a telephone pole one time, and a fishing magnet holding it to here because he needs to be able to blast it out from underneath. That magnet is on there so hard. Well, I I think Gary needs to call it a day. We've been working on this sheave all morning. Gary kind of blasted it out with the torch. And now we've been chiseling and drilling and drilling and chiseling and drilling. It's super hard steel. And we could probably just order another one, but for $180, if we ruin this one in trying to make it work, then we just end up ordering one. But we gotta give it a shot. So super hard steel, and we've broken, I think, just one drill bit, but it just takes a super long time to get it out. The problem is you have one roll pin in there, and then inside of that is another roll pin. And or initially we tried to get them out with an easy out, well, the easy out broke off in there too. So that's why we torched it. Okay, we're gonna call it a wrap for today. Don't forget to do the thing with the buttons down below, and we'll see you next time. I need a vice to get this.
Broken heart, but I can't sell my soul. No, I can't sell my soul.